Hello everybody, I have got a really fun home tour for you today. It's actually in Arrington, Tennessee. I'm going to give you a little snippet of what that beautiful countryside looks like. But before we get started, I wanted to invite you to come follow me on Instagram. A lot of you guys ask me questions about behind the scenes or what I do. I'm a little more personal on Instagram and show little tidbits of how I do things. So come follow me on Instagram. It's super easy. It's just Jennifer Decorates. So let's get into this video. Hello everybody, I have got a super special video for you today. I'm in the home of Miss Denise. She is actually one of our customers at the store, and one of the times when she was asking me for some advice and she was showing me pictures of her home, I begged and asked her if she would let us come do a video. So that's what we're here for. And so I'm gonna ask you some questions about this gorgeous home. First of all, her home is custom, top to bottom. The things you're gonna see in her house, you're not gonna see anywhere else. So when did you guys start building this house?
2016.
Okay.
My husband and I were out looking at the Parade of Homes here off of in College Grove.
Okay.
And so there was a builder there that had a house that we really liked, and he said, "Let me build your dream home with it was Heritage Homes, Randall Smith."
Wow.
So,
And
yeah.
so you started in 2016. So when and then when did finally completion come?
We completed in June of
Okay.
2018.
Of 2018. And Denise had her hands on everything, and we were discussing this because even if you're not even doing custom, you really do have to kind of keep track to make sure they didn't forget something you mentioned that you wanted done. And that's exactly what you did that helped make this process and everything be the way you wanted it. Hence the word custom.
Yes.
Okay, I want to talk about this fireplace. Can you tell us about this? Because I am enamored with this.
This is a custom. Archistone is the product that they cast. So the mantle it frames the fireplace.
Oh my goodness.
And then the same material that's used on the mantle flows all the way to the ceiling. And our builder, Heritage Home, had the craftsman come out and complete that, which also matches the hood in our kitchen.
In the kitchen.
Yes.
And so her husband is from Sweden, and they travel a lot. So we were discussing one of the really neat things that they've been able to do is in their travels is see different ways that people decorate and bring that here. Was that difficult when you brought your ideas to some of maybe the engineers that you wanted to get it done? Were they like, what?
I like to research, so I look at a lot of magazines, of course Instagram, of course, Pinterest, all of these things. But with traveling, wanting to know the wood. So we have a hickory floor. I did not want an oil base because it tends to bring an amber color, and I wanted a more of a butter yellow color.
A warmer color, okay.
More Scandinavian
Yes,
feel.
okay.
So the flooring is a lot lighter, so we have it's not a whitewash, it's a not oil based.
Okay.
It's a water based.
And it's held up really good for you guys. It looks beautiful.
Bona product is what we have to use on it.
Okay.
And so it's a hickory floor with a matte water base.
I love it. I think we need to start looking around. So let's get to it. We're in the dining room, and the dining room is to the right as you come into the home. And I'm just going to let Denise tell us about this.
Okay. Well, what we wanted is more of a French apartment kind of feel. So I asked to have the walls trimmed out so that it has a look of a panel or an indentation.
That is really pretty.
We did the coffered ceilings at the top so that it had sections. We put a Sherwin-Williams. It is a French light French gray.
I'm so glad you're telling us that because everybody goes, "What color is that? What color is that?" I'm like, "Oh, yeah." But French gray is so
Light
beautiful.
French gray, yes.
A light French gray. I love that.
Just to give a little contrast.
Okay.
And so the feel was more of a vintage European maybe feel. Maybe with the crystals.
With the crystals. I love that.
We've got brick as an accent on the back, and all of the brick in the house that is inside is actual the exterior brick that we have cut into tiles.
That is so smart. Yes. Have they ever done that before when you asked them to do that? Is that something that's pretty common?
They can do it. Okay. A lot of time cost reasons.
Yeah.
They don't. But
Oh yeah. Well, it looks beautiful. Okay, we're gonna go look at the kitchen. So we're in her stunning kitchen. A little note about it. You were in like a luxury home magazine, local, and then HGTV picked up the kitchen photos and posted them on their blog post. So you're really like a celebrity.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I think so. Tell us about this kitchen. Again, very unique and different. But I want to start with the cabinets. Can you tell me about those?
Sure. These are stained with rustic gray, and then they have a white paint over it, and they rubbed and
kind of distressed it.
Distressed it. So it has the white on the inside.
Oh,
and it's distressed on the outside.
Oh, that's so cool. And it's kind of pulling the French look that you like. You guys have, like, to me, when I look at everything, it's kind of like, it's French, it's architectural, it's a little urban, and you've got that perfect mix that makes it comfortable. Is that how you would describe some of it?
Yes. Very true.
Awesome. And look at this stove hood. Tell us about that too.
So this is the Archistone material that is the same as our mantle.
I love that.
And they cast it again and come out, and there's different, a matte, a finish, a shiny, and we wanted more of an unfinished.
Which goes with the natural look. How long did it take them to actually get this installed?
It wasn't very long. It's just that it's a certain material, a certain artist, and then they cast it. They mold it, cast it, and then come install it and finish it out. So
I love it.
Just it takes a process and a more specific process.
I love it. It is just beautiful.
We chose the Waterworks pot filler.
I love that.
That also blends with our faucet. Again, Waterworks.
I noticed that when I first came in. I was like, I want to play with that. Okay, that's so cool.
Blend is with Alaskan.
That's beautiful.
White quartzite, and I wanted the contrast to be in the backsplash
and not in
the cabinets and countertops.
Well, you nailed it. It's beautiful. And you guys got it, Sarah, get a shot of the refrigerator. Okay. Oh my word. Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, and the sink. Denise, tell us about that.
It is a native stone name brand. It looks like concrete, but I wanted it to blend with the Archistone of the hood and the Archistone on our chimney and mantle.
I love it.
Thank you.
It's kind of like an updated. I know you're not at all farmhouse, but I love the farm. I love how farmhouse sink comes down here. This is just a cool updated look.
It's nice. It is.
I'm
messy in the kitchen, so white was not the countertops, but
make life easy. Look good and make it easy. Okay, good. We are in Denise's Eden kitchen area. First of all, the view out there is absolutely yummy, and the two puppies that have been staring at us are stinking adorable. We'll talk about them later. But tell us a little bit about this area.
Well, this area came together when I walked into your showroom, JD All About Homes in Murfreesboro. You had it set up with an all-black table with these beautiful fabric chairs. I wanted the table, but I already had this table, but it had some black, so it was it was set beautifully. And so I
paired it all together,
put it together. Again, we move on up into the lighting, a little bit more vintage. Being again my husband's Swedish, we do like more of a Scandinavian, but it's very raw and it's simple and sweet.
It is.
So
I love it, and you did such a good size that paired with the table too.
Thank you.
I think it's beautiful. Tell me about this picture on the wall.
So the picture on the wall is in South Sweden, where my husband grew up. Christian grew up, and that is his family has a house down there. The Baltic Sea is in the very, very back.
Wow.
But that is a barn and poppies that I took.
And you took this photo.
I did.
That is amazing. Because I noticed it when I walked in, and I thought it was just some artwork.
I like pops of red.
Yes.
So with
I love
gray
it.
and white, red's my pop, blue being outside, but inside red.
And it's sentimental. It's not just a piece of art. It's special to you guys. So that's what I like about it.
It was when we were at a family reunion down there.
I love it. Yeah. So the living room, this is all one open area, and you can see the living room from the kitchen. There's so many things I'm looking at that I'm so excited to talk about. But of course, your fireplace we already talked about. But I love how you flanked the 2 Chesterfields on each side. You've also the same mirrors on each side. I'm all about symmetry too. But what I really love are the beams and the light fixture. Tell us a little bit about that, and that you did the brick again.
We did. We wanted to incorporate the brick, hard surfaces, and so that, again, that is our outside brick that is cut into tiles and placed. We do a lot of shopping at Restoration Hardware as well as JD's.
Beautiful. No, they have beautiful stuff though. I love it. And the beams, you kept those natural instead of having them stain. Because your doors are a dark stain, your floors are, and you kept this natural. I love that.
We did. We wanted some just variations of woods. The doors are stained a Jacobean stain.
Yep.
And then this is more of a it's an almond natural stain as a for the cedar.
And it all complements each other too, though, because even in your floor you have just a little bit of dark, which makes the doors look perfect. But I'm all about a natural look.
I like how the knots show and all the natural.
Yes.
The floor, the beams, the doors, anything that's a natural.
Well, it's absolutely beautiful and clean lines, just really aesthetically beautiful. You did great in here. You did great in here. I love it. Okay, so we are in her husband's office. This is Christian's office. Tell us a little bit about this stunning room.
Oh, thank you. The paint is Sherwin-Williams Summit Gray. We had an idea of we'd liked it to be looking like panel, but then still wanted the painted look. So we had trim out to make it look a little more of a paneled feel. With that being said, he is an airline pilot, and so we're trying to incorporate some of that little knickknacks into his office.
I want Denise to show you something so cool in this room. Tell them about this.
Well, it helped when we made the panel look to incorporate a hidden door. It holds all of our electronics for the house.
Oh, that's so cool.
And so it blends in and it's hidden. But a nice thing is that it also backs up to my closet. So I have a hidden door in my closet that I can come in and make it a safe space for.
See, I love that. So like even if you're in bed at night and you hear something, you're not running around the house to hear. You've got a door in there to hide in here.
Yes.
Okay, I love it. And Christian was saying he's going to put a big tripod lamp here that'll even camouflage this space.
Yes, correct.
That's brilliant.
The really cool thing, we put a picture molding at the top, so we're going to hang a lot of our pictures that he has on chains.
See, that's another thing they're doing that's so unique. I love it. This might be one of my favorite rooms, her master bedroom. I'm all about a master bedroom being clean and neat and open. And what I loved, I noticed your wall paint and your trim paint. You did the same color.
I did. When we travel a lot, I look at different hotels or different just restaurants, wherever we might be, and I kind of look at the aesthetics of that. And so what I chose to do is to make the same wall color as the baseboards and the ceiling, just with a different finish.
And because something you told me earlier that was so cool, you said in Sweden they decorate with their things and not with color on the wall.
Correct.
That's so cool. Okay, and the second thing, you got to tell everybody about this brick. This is my favorite.
Oh, thank you. Well, again, we watch HGTV and have plenty of magazines, but my idea was to make it look like maybe there was a building or a home here previous, and that we built around it.
Oh.
So with all the brick that I have, that's kind of more of my thoughts.
Right.
So we just measured it out and took the same brick from the outside again and had it cut, measured it out, and then framed it with the garden mirror on top.
And then because you had to measure that out just right. I mean, look at that. Your headboard you have an inch on each side, Denise. That's it.
Yes.
You did that just like perfect. And then the big mirror, I mean, the whole thing is just so unique.
Thank you. And that reflects everything, just the lighting and...
Yes, it reflects the lighting, but yet you still kind of kept it so clean and neat and took advantage. Again, I love it when people take advantage of the height of a room.
Yes.
You didn't narrow it down to a small mirror, you went up high, and that's what makes it work.
Thank you.
It's beautiful.
Thank you.
We're in their bathroom. They have a his and her side, and although Sarah's behind the camera, I think this is the biggest thing she's drooled over. Tell us about this. This is so her.
This is a great cabinet. Love it. It's clear. It's got the glass, so we're just putting in some of our fumes. But what it's made out of is a metal, and it has a little turnkey. So it incorporates some copper, some gold, it's metal, and then it also incorporates some pewter on the edges, which again is the things that we picked for lighting on his side and the vintage lighting feminine on my side.
Because you blended it all together. I like because this is like an industrial look.
Yes.
But look at the softness. You got your towels, you have your pearls, and you two little cutie pies. That is beautiful. All right, we're in your side of the bathroom. Let's talk about that. That is stunning.
Thank you. Again, all of our lighting is from Graham's Living, and so I wanted a crystally feminine, but it also has a little bit of the bronzy gold touches. Again, mixing in the his and the her, more urban, a little more feminine.
And I'm all about separating the bathroom too. I'm going to tell you that right now. I'd love to have that. Okay, tell us about this side.
Okay. Well, so to incorporate everything, I wanted a really tall, take advantage of the height of the ceilings with the sconces on each side.
I love that.
So I was able to pick the countertops, the granite pieces, the big slabs. We were able to use that material in other areas of the house. Buffets, butler's pantry,
And just used
bars.
it. And you also had that piece on your table. Is this the marble that's
It
on
is.
your table in the eating kitchen area?
So we used it for hot plates. So we're trying to
so
incorporate
smart.
everything.
Yes.
We were able to customize our
Okay, this, I
backsplash.
saw this. Where did you get this idea? Were you, okay, that's
Again,
really
I
cool.
saw it in a magazine. It was a very vintage picture, and so I asked, could you cut the countertop, the material into that? So I designed it and I drew it, and we did dimensions and heights and tried to make it all work together.
I mean, is your brain just always hopping, traveling, magazines, Pinterest? You're just always thinking, oh my goodness, okay, you might find yourself with a new job after this video. We are in this beautiful sunroom. Tell us a little bit about it. Besides that, it's just so happy.
Thank you. Well, I needed a space for me. Christian has an office, and so if I wanted an office or a place, it was an open sunroom. I love black and white contrast.
Oh, yes.
And so when I walked into your store at JD's All About Home, I saw these beautiful plush blue.
Oh yeah, the
fabric
slate
chairs.
blue is just, it's
Lovely.
yummy.
And then this was hanging right behind.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember. Yes, and that looks so good on the white walls. But then I love your round coffee table and your cowhide rug, and then you did the two ottomans to create like a banquette.
Like a banquette.
Yes, I love this. I mean this, and I tell you the other thing I really like is this: how white the walls are, which is dove white, right?
Because
I'll
it
get
is pure white.
pure white,
Sherwin-Williams.
pure white. But then the
This
black
is
windows.
Black Magic. Black Magic paint on the trim. So the doors, the trim, I had them finish out a trim of a ledge, so if I wanted to add something up there, I could, but to make it look framed.
But I love it because the contrast is perfect.
Love it.
And then this light fixture is probably one of the coolest lights I've seen. Tell me.
I call it my bubble light. I had concepts of thoughts of when I went in and spoke with Ginger about our lighting when we were building, and I would say, I like this, and then it might have been a little pricey. So she would say, what about this? And this was, I fell in love with it, and I said, that's the one I want. So
It's stunning.
with the pool in the back,
Yes!
bubbles and floats, and then also the
then
sailboats and water.
It's perfect.
Yes.
I would be in this. I would be in this room all the time.
I'm in it every
I would
morning.
start with coffee and
Yes,
end with coffee.
exactly.
So I would be in here forever.
Being that my husband, Christian, is a pilot, I was on Pinterest and I found an inspirational piece that had a propeller lighting fixture. So I turned it over to Ginger at Graham's Lighting, and she had a designer finish this piece especially for him.
Yeah, so I actually found the propeller at a place here in Franklin, and it is actually an authentic World War I propeller. It even has the serial number on the back of it. And as Denise was saying, we turned it over to Graham's Lighting's designer in Alabama, and he created this piece for us, and we love how it turned out.
I want to thank Denise for letting us tour her home. What a super treat. I also want to tell you guys, I love it when you leave me comments about ideas that you'd like me to do videos about, so don't be shy. Keep those comments coming. Everybody be sure to subscribe to my channel because we're going to have more videos coming out later. Stay safe and stay well. Thank you.